Welcome to day 3 of GIMP Pop Art Cartoon. This is where we left off yesterday. I went File, Open. I opened the XCF project. When I did that, it gave me back my layers. So what I'm going to do now is merge layers 1 and 2. So I'm going to highlight the hair layer and right click and merge down. So now that those two layers are merged. Then I'm going to move the untouched photo layer to the top. So this is my untouched photo layer. I'm going to move that up. So now you can see that you can't even see the other one that we've made all the changes to. I'm going to change the mode from the top layer from normal to overlay. So the mode is normal. I'm going to change that to overlay. And I'm going to merge layers 1 and 2. So right click, merge down. Using the selection tool, I'm going to trace around the person in the photo and make sure your selection closes. So I'm going to use this free select and I'm going to trace around the person just like I did before. I'm finished outlining her face and I'm back to my original point. I'm going to click there. I get my marching ants. Now I'm going to click select and invert. And as you can see, that puts the marching ants up here on the outside. So the background is now what is selected. I'm going to hit the delete button. Your background should now be gone. If the person is gone instead, then you forgot to invert the selection. If the person is deleted, then just hit the Control Z and re-follow the instructions. So now we want to create a new layer, new layer, and we're going to call it background. We're going to move the background layer to the bottom. So I can click and drag. Okay, you can't click and drag. Just use my arrow and drag it down. Okay. Then you're going to select the background layer and use the bucket tool. So select the background layer. We're going to use the bucket tool to fill the background with a vibrant color. So let's think about a color that looks good with the colors that we've used. So I've used some green, some gold. A hot pink might look okay. Yeah, that's kind of fuchsia color. So I'm going to click OK. I've got my bucket tool. I'm going to click the background. So what I'm going to ask you to do now is, let's make it big so we can see the entire picture. We're going to use the free select and we're going to draw this kind of shape around and then use the tool bucket and pick some different colors. So let's alternate this with maybe a bright purple. I don't know if that's enough of a change. What if we go with the gold color? Yeah, let's go with that yellow. That's cool. Click OK. So then I'm going to paint bucket, which is right here, and click there. So now it almost looks as if that is radiating out from behind her. So to show you how to do that again, what I did was I chose I'm going to select none now, select none, choose the free select tool, and this time I'm going to try to get, since we're on the background layer, I can go behind, I should be able to go behind her and be okay. Come up here, click here, click down here, here, and make that wider. Oops. Okay, we've got our marching ants. Use the bucket and that color and click. And select none. And since we did it in the background layer, it doesn't affect her clothing at all. I'm going to do this all the way around and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, I'm finished with that and have made it look like she's got these rays of light behind her. And of course you can choose your own colors, and you can do a much better job if you take your time of making it look more symmetrical and more like it's coming, like bursting from her back. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is make sure that you go select none, which I've already done, and then do a new layer. Layer, new layer. We're going to name this one bubble because it's going to be a speech bubble. And you're going to choose the ellipsis tool and drag a circle. So we want this to be above the background and below Minerva, or Professor McGonagall. We're going to choose the ellipsis tool, which is this one, and drag a circle out here. You want to make it big enough that you can actually write something in it, because you're going to be required to add a quote or something from that the person's saying. So that's where you're going to put your speech. So choose the selection tool. So free select, and you're going to go to the tool options, and click add to the current selection. Let's make this wider. Let's double click this, see if we get some tool options. And we do. So click add to the current selection. So all I did was double click the free select tool. Tool options comes up, and I selected add to the current selection. And at that point, we're going to draw a triangle. And make it look like, I don't like non-straight lines, so hold on. Let me erase that. So I clicked erase and it disappeared. Yay! So let's go back to the tool. We're making sure that that's correct. I'm going to click here and here and here and here. And then, since I've added it to the current selection, now this entire thing is a thought or speech bubble. I'm going to use the fill tool bucket and or bucket fill tool and fill the bubble with white. So I can click here and that changes the colors, and this makes this the white, my active color, and my bucket, and click here. Then I am going to choose select and to path, and then select none. Okay. Then I'm going to edit stroke path, and we're going to have stroke line, solid color. I changed it to 5. And that says PX, and I'm going to click stroke. Then I'm going to click on the text button and add text over the bubble. This will be your onomatopoeia that you chose in the beginning, which it really doesn't have to be an onomatopoeia. I am going to choose a quote that I think Miss McGonagall, Professor McGonagall would say, which would be something like 5 points to Gryffindor. Now you'll see that it types out right here and I can't see it. So I need to make sure that I change my colors. To do that, let's click here. That's not right. It's this one. And let's change that to black. Click OK. So we have 5 points to Gryffindor. And then I can change the size of the font if I want. And this is where we're going to stop for today. We are going to do File, Save. Once again, we're just clicking Save because it's still an open project, so it's still an XCF file. And then we will move on tomorrow. Thank you.